Hello, how are you? I'm Welty. Do you remember my story from Welty and Carmen? I'm going to share the secret on how I achieved time and financial freedom. There's a book titled Cash Flow Quadrant by the author Robert Kiyosaki. In that book, Robert Kiyosaki divided people into 4 quadrants based upon their income. The first is Quadrant E. E is short for employee. The employee is the person who works for someone else. It could be a government company or private company which generates money. Or in other words, they sell their time for money. The second quadrant is S, self-employed or own their own small business. Usually, the people in this quadrant have their own small business where they themselves are the system. Without them, they cannot earn money. For example, owners of shops, car garages, beauty salons, etc. Other examples from this quadrant are the professionals like doctors, lawyers, law consultants, etc. They cannot be replaced by other people, so in this quadrant, this group depends on themselves. The third quadrant is Quadrant B. Business owner means that their business has a system and people who work for them, who generate the income. Examples of those in this quadrant are franchise owners, soft drink companies, owners of fast food restaurants, etc. Then the fourth quadrant is Quadrant I. I is the abbreviation for investor. Investor means those who have the money to invest and earn more money. An example, for instance, I have $1 million and deposit it in the bank. So every month I get the interest, or I buy an apartment or house, which I then rent to someone else. I get an income every month or year. You might notice that in Robert Kiyosaki's book, the quadrant on the left is called the active income quadrant. Why is it called the active income? They must work first in order to get income, whereas the quadrant on the right is the passive income quadrant. Passive income means they gain income without doing any physical work. If you wish to achieve financial freedom and time freedom, the only way to do it is if you have a passive income and your passive income is more than your expenses. The most simple example, I have a passive income of $5,000 each month. My expenses each month are $3,000. So in this situation, it can be said that I have achieved financial freedom. Why? Because my expenses are less than my passive income. You may notice that it is very risky if you only rely on income from the E or S quadrant, because you can fall ill, get the pink slip, your company can go bankrupt, or your business might go bankrupt. You grow older and other factors. Now, I would like to show you a business opportunity where you will be able to get into the B quadrant, which is a passive income. The passive income potential in this business starts from $500 to $160,000 per month. It is even unlimited. I am sure that you must be curious right now. What product could have a potential income as great as this? The first version, the sales of this product are 3 times the sales of food supplements, and this product is more primary than women's necessities, because not all women consume other needs like food supplements, where this product is needed by all women. Well, let's see this next presentation.
Hello, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you an extraordinary product which is Love Moon. Now I will show you the benefits from the Love Moon product. Firstly, the Love Moon product packaging is made from aluminum foil, while most of X products are made from ordinary plastic, and the expired date is also shown on the Love Moon product, which is 3 years, whereas X product or other sanitary napkins in general have no expired date. So we don't know for how long we can use the product and that it could be a hazard to our health. And on the Love Moon package, you can see there is an open and closed seal, so that after we take a sanitary napkin from inside the package, we can close it again, so we don't have to worry about bacteria or germs getting inside it. X product is different. It doesn't have a seal, so that we cannot open and close it. When we take a sanitary napkin from within it, it will then be exposed, so that we never know if any bacteria, germs, or other things damages the hygiene of the sanitary napkins within it. Now let's take a look at the thickness of these 2 sanitary napkins. The Love Moon is thinner than the X sanitary napkin, and the adhesive of the Love Moon product used to attach it to our underwear is using the same material as a bubble gum, so that there are no side effects whatsoever which can cause irritation or other diseases when it makes contact with our genital area. Product X is different. They generally use the adhesive tape from the glue industry, so when we pull it off, usually there are some remains on our underwear. So when we wear our underwear without the sanitary napkin during the times we have no menstruation, even though we have washed it 2 or 3 times, sometimes the remains of that adhesive tape is still on that clothing, which can cause irritation or itches in the woman's genital area. Let's take another look at the difference between the Love Moon product and X product. If we feel them, Love Moon is soft, while X product is rough. And feel the thickness of them. We can feel that Love Moon is thinner than the X product. Now I will demonstrate the difference absorbency between these 2 products. I will take a bottle full of clean water at a normal temperature, and I will pour it into this plastic glass. I will use this 35 cc injection. Then I will pour it on X sanitary napkin. This will be an illustration of the times we have our menstruation. But bear in mind that during our menstruation times, we discharge dirty blood onto the sanitary napkin. This is just an illustration using clean water of normal temperature. Now I will take 35 cc again and pour it on the Love Moon sanitary napkin. Why do I take 35 cc? Because generally when women have their menstruation, they discharge dirty blood as much as 30 up to 50 cc. Alright, in just a moment's time, we will see the absorbency of it. I will illustrate to you the condition she has her menstruation from when she stands up, then sits down, and stands up again. I will take 2 tissues and place it on top of it. I will press on them both to illustrate how there is pressure when we sit down. I press it, then I pick it up again. It illustrates that when we stand up again, this is what happens. The X product is very wet, and I guess that will be very uncomfortable Because we discharge dirty blood and not clean water. You can imagine that in this very wet condition, the dirty blood will remain or even go back into our genital area where many bacteria will grow and so on. This is what happens. Meanwhile, the love moon remains dry. Now I will tear up each of these sanitary napkins. First, we can see that the first layer is made from cotton. I will tear the first layer. Maybe none of you have ever opened up a sanitary napkin. Here we are obligated to open up the sanitary napkin so that we know exactly what kind of sanitary napkin we are using. We can see the difference here. In my right hand, there's the first layer from Love Moon. It is a one-way layer. Here, the water can flow in, but it cannot flow out again. And this is the first layer of the X sanitary napkin, a two-way layer. The water can flow in and out of it. This is the first layer. Now at the second layer of Love Moon is anion. This is the innovation product that is extraordinary and can be found only in Love Moon. It functions to emit odor, get rid of bacteria and unnecessary germs, balances hormones and body metabolism, helps the blood circulation, enhance the immune system, lower the stress levels, and detoxification. So, if we use Love Moon regularly, we will go into detoxification. The reaction could be variable and different for each woman. Some might get more inflammation. Some might experience itches. Some might get color or odor on their inflammation. No need to be concerned as it's part of the detoxification process. There are many testimonials from women using Love Moon who lose their inflammation. They no longer experience pain with their periods, and women who didn't get their periods at regular intervals are now having the periods come at regular intervals. So, that's what the iron negative do, as I explained earlier. Okay, now let's check out the next layer. I'm taking the next layer off Love Moon. Now I will show you why Love Moon has a very high absorption level and very good as we have seen earlier. It is a liquid absorber material from Japan. I will roll it up for now. We'll see the absorption level later. Now I'll tear the material of the X sanitary napkin and what this product is made of. Most of the people would think the X product is made of cotton. Let's check if it's true. I will take 2 regular glasses and fill each glass with 50 cc of water. I will take 50 cc for the first glass and fill it here. Then I'll take another 50 cc to fill the second glass. Now let's see what product X is really made of. Let's check it out together. We put product X here into the first glass. I rip open a Love Moon sanitary napkin and put it into the second glass. We can see as I shake it up. The Love Moon product, you can see that it does not disintegrate. You can see that it stays intact. And now let's watch product X. Look, it's disintegrating. Now let's compare it. It's stuck here. Now let's compare the two together. On my right is Love Moon. It is completely intact, which proves that Love Moon is made of real and pure cotton. And what is the X product made of? Let's see together. It turns out that the X product is made of recycled paper. Recycled paper could originate from used paper towel, newspaper, or other used paper. Now let's see why the color turns opaque. Because, as it's made of used paper, They need to make it to white by adding all kinds of whitening chemical agents. Surely you know that when whitening agents make contact with our skin, it will cause irritation to our skin. So imagine all along the years of our periods, perhaps from the age of 10 to the age of menopause, we are using sanitary napkin product made with those chemical agents. So that when we have our menstruation, as our physical condition is at the lowest, as we stand up and sit down, and it doesn't absorb, it gets into our genital area. Can you imagine our blood is mixed with those chemical agents and get back into our body for years? 1 or 2 years would not show any effect. Now can you imagine from the age of 10 to the age of menopause, we are mixed with that kind of chemical agent? No wonder women have cysts, myoma, inflammation, and the worst, cervical cancer. Do you know that 83% of women have inflammation and 62% of which is caused by the use of sanitary napkins of questionable quality? Now let's go back to the absorption level. I put this X product into the glass. I also put Love Moon here. Now we can see together the final layer of both products. The final layer of Love Moon is breathable to enable absorption of oxygen. And with the presence of oxygen, the bad bacteria will not grow anymore. To test that fact, we take a glass of hot water and cover the top. Then we put an empty glass on top of that. And on top of the empty glass, we will see the condensation. That proves the presence of ventilation. And now the final layer of the X product. We can see here that it's very tight and has no pore whatsoever. That oxygen absorption is impossible. Very much like closing our mouth tight that we can't breathe at all. You can imagine not breathing at all when our genital is at the weakest condition and in dire need of oxygen to hold off the growth of bacteria. Now let's see the absorption level. This is Love Moon. It's really dry. And this is the X product. If you see closely, you can see the water is still there. If we press it, it's very wet. And lots of water is still there. Let me remind you again, this is only water. Imagine if this is menstrual flow. I'll put the water into the glass with the Love Moon in it. There it goes. I press it again. You can see the water is still there, but we can see the Love Moon with the water added from this glass, and you can see it's still absorbing. The absorption level is incredible. If you compare the absorption level of Love Moon, it is 3 to 5 times better than the X product. Now that you can see what happened, if you have a chance to choose any product, I am sure you will choose Love Moon. This product is remarkable and received many awards and acknowledgement, such as SGC Report, ISO 9001-2000, Power Brand, Super Excellent Brand, and PSB Test Singapore. In Hong Kong, this product received the Hong Kong Safety Mark. We are very proud because there's not many companies that get so many certificates. We have received more awards that you can check out at our website. Now enjoy the superiority of this amazing product and keep yourself healthy for the next generation. Thank you.
After that previous presentation, I will explain how you will gain your income from it. First, we have what we call retail profit. Retail profit is the revenue received from buying it at the distributor price and selling the product at the retail price. But we will not focus on that. We will focus on how to build a network. Now let me explain to you one by one on where the bonuses you receive will come from. You entered this business through a sponsor. A sponsor is someone who introduced this business to you, whereas this sponsor has joined our business called Winnerlight, and then your sponsor joined the support system called Freedom FaithNet Global, or FFG. I will explain later on what Winnerlight and Freedom FaithNet Global are. After you join this business and then you refer this business to others, for example A and B, this business is actually very simple because everyone can do it as long as they can recommend it to someone else. Like if you recommend someone to a certain restaurant, a certain movie, or to go to a certain doctor, etc. If you can do this, then you can do this business. If you have referred A and B into this business, it depends on where A and B choose their entry level. There are 4 entry levels here. First, Diamond. We will receive 30 sets. Product introduction bonuses or PIB of $300 and a 1,500 PV. Second, Platinum. We will receive 12 sets. Product introduction bonuses or PIB of $120 and 600 PV. Third, Gold. We will receive 5 sets. Product introduction bonuses or PIB of $50 and 250 PV. Fourth, Silver. We will receive 1 set. Product introduction bonuses or PIB of $10 more or less. It may vary from country to country, and 50 PV. We strongly recommend that you start with only A and B group first. For example, you refer this to A and B. If A joins the Diamond level, you will receive a PIB of $300. If B joins the Platinum level, you will receive a PIB of $120. So your total amount of PIB is $420, and that's just the PIB. Besides that, you will also receive what is called a multiplier bonus. The multiplier bonus is calculated based on the point value or PV. In this example, if A joins at the Diamond level, then there is a point value of 1,500 PV. B joins at the Platinum level, so the point value is 600 PV. The formula for the multiplier bonus is 10% from the lesser legs. In this example with A and B, B is the lesser leg, so you will get the multiplier bonus of 600 PV times 10%. You will receive an additional $60 on top of the $420. Let's say that in the first week you introduce this to 2 people. And then in the following week, A introduces it to A1 and again to A2. Maybe A1 and A2 are people that you know, or maybe you don't know them at all. And B does the same thing. B introduces B1 or B2. But besides that, you have another direct distributor. For example, C. You place C under A1. Then you meet D and put D under B2. For instance, you meet someone again, E in this case. You introduce 3 people, which is called direct referrer or direct distributor. I assume that there are 7 transactions in the second week. I assume that all join on the Diamond level. This will make it easier for you to comprehend thus how commissions are calculated. If the product introduction bonuses or PIBs of Diamond level is $300, which means you will receive $300 from C, $300 from D, and $300 from E. Thus, the total of $900. And how much is the multiplier bonus? We can calculate from the example here. In Group A, there are 3 transactions. We multiply it by 1,500 PV, which means there is a 4,500 PV. But remember, last week you still had an uncounted PV or bonus that hasn't been calculated. With this example, you have 1,500 PV on A minus 600 PV on B, which equals 900 PV that you will carry over to the following week, which is 4,500 PV, making the total for the week of 5,400 PV under your A group. And under your B group, there are 4 transactions times 1,500 PV, which equals 6,000 PV. Now remember, the formula is 10% from the lesser legs. Therefore, you will get 10% times 5,400 PV, which equals 540 US dollars, along with the 900 US dollars. You may notice that whether you know A1, A2, B1 or B2 or not, it does not matter. All of their bonus calculations are included in your group. What do you think? The network will go further, faster or slower? Logic dictates it will go faster and bigger. Let's say after 6 months, the total volume of A group is 150,000 PV, and the total volume of B group is 100,000 PV. As you get 10% from the lesser legs, then you will get 10% times 100,000 PV, which equals 10,000 US dollars. Focus on 2 legs first. The good news is you are allowed to develop more than 2 legs, and that is up to 5 legs. You can develop X, Y, and Z. However, consult your mentor the best way to build 3 other legs systematically, one at a time. The company does not limit the depth. They do, however, limit your weekly income to the maximum of 10,000 US dollars per leg, with a maximum of 5 legs. However, you can introduce more than 5 direct distributors and place the rest below each leg. If one day your X, Y, and Z groups are maxed out, then you get 10% times 100,000 PV, and you also get 10,000 US dollars from X, 10,000 US dollars from Y, and 10,000 US dollars from Z. Therefore, your potential maximum income out of multiplier bonus is 10,000 US dollars times 4 weeks, since you have 4 legs, then times 4 legs, so the total amount of 160,000 US dollars. But I say it's unlimited. How come? Because there is the 4th bonus, called the leadership bonus. Where does it come from? It comes from your direct distributor. If you introduce a direct distributor, then you get 10% of his multiplier bonus. For example, if I move this here, then this will happen. This is for you. If you introduce one direct distributor, let's say A here, you will get 10% of his multiplier bonus at the first level. If you introduce 3 direct distributors, A, B, and C, then you will get 10% at the first level, and 10% at the second level, and 10% at the third level. This is remarkable. Why? Let's say A introduces 20 or 30 people. You still get 10%. The good news is you still get the 10% from the second level and the third level if you introduce 5 direct distributors. If I move 5 legs here, you will see the table here is A, B, C, D, E, X, Y, Z. That's 8, but you can introduce unlimited direct distributors, not just 8. You can introduce 10, 20, 30, or even more than 100. One more thing you should pay attention to is E, which is at level 4 of your multiplier bonus. But he is still at level 1 of your leadership bonus. So however deep you place someone on multiplier bonus, as long as he is a direct distributor, he will be assumed as level 1. Now, why are we focusing on joining in Diamond? Because Diamond's income for multiplier bonus per leg per week is $10,000. For the Platinum per leg per week is $6,250. The Gold is $1,500 and the Silver is $500. And remember, there is a carryover. Carryover for the Diamond is 100,000 PV. For Platinum is 62,500 PV. For Gold is 15,000 PV. And for Silver is 5,000 PV. Back to the example. You introduce A, B, X, Y, and Z. You have 5 legs. If your total volume from A group is 150,000 PV and from B group is 30,000 PV, then you get 10% from B group, which is $3,000, plus 50,000 PV from group X. You get 10%, which is $5,000, plus 20,000 PV from group Y. You get 10%, which is $2,000, plus 10,000 PV from group Z. You get 10%, which is $1,000. If you join as Silver, you can see that the multiplier bonus is only $500. It means only $500, $500, $500, and $500. And that's a pity. Why? Because you could have received a total of $11,000 here. But since you join as Silver, you only get $2,000. That's the first reason why joining as Silver is not very fruitful. The second reason why you should join as Diamond is the carryover. Watch the carryover here, where the largest leg is A. What's the total of A? 150,000 PV. The lesser leg is B. If you see from B is 30,000 PV, from X is 50,000 PV, from Y is 20,000 PV, and from Z is 10,000 PV, which makes a total of 110,000 PV, where after the subtraction, you will have a 40,000 PV carryover. Now we return to this table here. Notice that if you join as Silver, then the carryover would not be 40,000, but only 5,000 PV. So you would lose a lot by joining as Silver. You may now ask, what is Silver and how much of an investment you should put in to join as Silver? Silver is a one set. Within this set, there are 19 packs. Out of those 19, 10 are day, like this, with 10 pieces inside each. 4 packs are night, each having 8 pieces inside. 5 packs are panty liners, each with 30 pieces inside. Women use them when they are not in periods of menstruation. So it's a total of 19 packs in one set. As I said, we will focus on the Diamond with the maximum income, with $10,000 multiplier bonus and 100,000 PV carryover. As I have explained at the beginning of the presentation, this business brings an opportunity for a passive income. It's like you receive a residual income or a passive income. Like a telecommunications company, their cable TV gets a passive income from the subscribers. You can be like that as well. The good news is you don't need to invest as big as telecommunications did to get the same opportunity. There is this maintenance concept in this business. It means after you join, you do a repeating order of 1 set and you get 50 PV. The appeal of the business can be seen here. You have groups A, B, X, Y, and Z. As time goes by, there would be 2,000 people within groups A, B, X, Y, and Z. Each has 50 PV monthly maintenance. So there is 50 PV in groups A, B, X, Y, and Z. Now remember, you get 10% from each of the 4 legs that generate a multiplier bonus, as one biggest leg would serve as a control. In this instance, you would get 10,000 US dollars from Group B, 10,000 US dollars from Group X, 10,000 US dollars from Group Y, and 10,000 US dollars from Group Z. You would get a total of 40,000 US dollars each month. And this becomes a passive income or residual income, even if you never work again, except making a repeat order in your group, and you get this huge income. It is remarkable, isn't it? Not to mention, if you're actively seeking and new people are joining in, that you would get your income outside of your existing network. It is interesting, isn't it? As I promised at the beginning of the presentation, I will explain about Winnerlight International and Freedom FaithNet Global, or FFG. Winnerlight International was established by an extraordinary man, Mr. Vincent Chen. This company was founded because of his respect and love for his mother. When Mr. Vincent was small, his mother took care of his family by donating blood to earn money. And when his mother passed away because of cervix cancer, he wanted to repay his mother's kindness, so he created and presented for all the women in the world a woman's sanitary napkin of high quality that could prevent cervix cancer. Mr. Chen is the honorary citizen of Guangzhou and New York. And Mr. Vincent is very charitable and has given away many donations and does many charity activities. Winnerlight was also the official sponsor of the 6th Asian Winter Games in the year 2007 in China. The company has received many local and international awards. This is the activity of the Sanitary Napkin Factory, which has been operating for more than 15 years. And this is the sketch of the Winnerlight factory, which is under construction in Guangzhou. The Winnerlight company has gone public, and its stock is in the American Nasdaq Stock Exchange. You can visit at www.nasdaq.com. The next picture is the Winnerlight stock certificate. This company has also given away many awards to its leaders. Now I will explain what Freedom FaithNet Global, or FFG, is a support system, which is the most brilliant and innovative ever to exist. FFG was established to educate the ordinary networkers to become professional network builders. We also keep our network builders to have high integrity. FFG focus on building people so they would have a huge and solid business empire. The programs in FFG are accumulated from more than 100 years of experience from the professional network builders in the world. These programs will guide you step by step to success, even though you don't have any business networking experience, so that you won't have to do trial and error. Each program is designed to be easily duplicated. How can McDonald's expand rapidly all over the world? Because McDonald's has the same networking standard. If you want to obtain a passive income in the network business, you must possess a support system that can help you to duplicate the working standard, just like McDonald's. That's the reason Freedom FaithNet Global, or FFG, is here for you. What can FFG provide for you? High-quality education on how to build a huge network. Mentality education like boot camp. CD, VCD, DVD, cassettes, which contain materials directly relevant to network building. quality books, the standard presentation in all the big cities, frequent life-changing training programs and seminars like the Welty Show, Welty Cell, Network Camp, Dynamic and Appreciation Night or DNA Night, Annual Freedom Celebration or AFC, etc., mentoring program, other helpful tools. For those who have decided to join and are serious and want to achieve the passive income in this business, quickly get the F1 package. And as soon as possible, join the mentoring program, which is the smart way to work, because this program is designed so that it can achieve financial freedom for you. What about you? Have you achieved financial freedom and time freedom? Think back to what you have done over the past 5 years until today, and if you keep doing the same thing over and over again for the next 5 years, will there be any significant changes? If not, consider this opportunity seriously and make the best decision for the people that you care about. See you at the top.